Good evening to all of you. I, Muskan Kostecha from GKC Consultants, warmly welcome you all for today's webinar on Synchro 4D. A brief introduction about GKC Consultant. GKC Consultants was founded in 2012. We provide training, implementation, and consulting services to our clients. We are into training, implementation, and consulting of the services like project management, Bentley Synchro, and Oracle, Primavera, and MS Project, and all. Some of our clientage is KPMG, Punch Lloyd, Hero, Lanco. These are some of our events and recognitions like Company of the Year 2018, Outstanding Corporate Trainer. Some of our advantages: we are expertise in training, consultation, and implementation. We have experienced team. We have provided training across services and trainings across the globe. Economical cost, latest technology, 100% client satisfaction. Last, now I would like to introduce our speakers today. Esteemed speakers: Gaurav Kumar Chawla, founder and director, GKC Consultant, OPC Private Limited; Partha P. Roy, 5D BIM and iTwin Services Consultant, Bentley Systems India. Now I would request Mr. Gaurav Kumar Chawla to take the webinar ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Muskan, and welcome all of you. Muskan, just confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
All right, thank you. Again, welcoming you all for today's webinar on Synchro 4D. So in this webinar, we will talk about some of the challenges we actually are facing in today's scenario for BIM. And then I'll hand it over to our champion for Synchro 4D, Mr. Partha. So just to start with, we all know what is BIM. It's just basically when we say collaborative way of working where people, process, technology were combining together to get the desired results, basically related to construction, the building information and all that part. When we say models, collaborated with schedules, risk, cost, and all. So what actually to add in this webinar, what we have got some additional information that would like to share. First of all, due to this COVID part, as per the recent study by KPMG, construction sector is facing almost 30,000 crore of loss per day throughout, and the investments are falling up to 30% because of these lockdowns, these current scenarios and all. So when we say BIM, when we are talking about the advancements of BIM, we are actually working on we are talking about how to reduce the impacts, how to uh, work with more aspects of it. So you can see the importance. So when we say importance, of course, we are able to work in more collaborative way. We are able to achieve better outcomes due to this collaboration, due to all this design and construction domain working together. Schedules and models are more enhanced working together onto it. Most important part, the smart operations, how we can smartly operate onto it. These are the few points, again, gathered from different surveys, from different organizations like Accenture, KPMG and all, where we're talking about a common data environment where the data is kept at a common environment where designers, consultants, they are able to collaborate, they are able to work with each other without physically visiting on the site. With the help of these cloud platforms or BIM, we can actually have the surveillance, or the online surveillance and all. Risk monitoring, when we talk about, of course, all the risk what we are expecting, anticipating, we are adding a new dimension to BIM. So BIM is basically, we are adding new dimensions, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D and all. So risk monitoring also can be done online. Tracking the workers' location, we can, BIM, integrating BIM with GIS or Google Maps, having all those video surveillance and all. And most importantly, that's what we are working nowadays is remote working, where we have all the trainings, conferences, webinars, discussions done online. When we talk about the advancement of BIM, when we say digital construction, when we're talking about iTwins, I'm sure Partha will be able to explain in a better and detailed way on this. So without even moving onto the site, without actually physically visiting over there, with the help of site cameras, with the help of digital twins, we can actually work on the uh, models and the project and check accordingly. So just before shifting it on to Partha for exact part on Synchro, uh, couple of things. This is going to be a very crisp demo about Synchro 4D. In case anyone needs a detailed demo for your organization, or if you have further questions, we may not be able to answer all the questions throughout. So you can contact us at contact@gkcconsultants.com. Post this webinar, you all will be awarded with the webinar completion certificate. For that, you just need to share a few details with that, and that will be at webinar@gkcconsultants.com. During the webinar, whenever you feel like you have some questions, you can type in, but we will take all the questions at the end. We'll open the forum for question answers and all. And still, if any questions are left, then with the help of, you can raise it at contact, or we will come back to those questions on a later part. Partha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm just switching over to Partha, so he can
Sure.
take this further and take you for Synchro 4D and all the advantages. Thanks, Partha.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Let me know, Gaurav, if you can see this.
Yes, Partha, it's visible.
Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for the insightful information that you have collected through various forums. That really been an eye opener and will give us a challenge or opportunity to move forward for 2021-22. And thank you, Muskan, for hosting this event and introducing us. So my name is Partha Pratim Roy. I am working in Bentley Systems currently. My responsibility is advising users throughout India, throughout basically India and South SAARC countries to how we implement 5D beam for normal project transportation projects, and how this will help in implementing CDE for the different kind of complex projects where we used to implement IS 19650, previously BS 1092, part 1 to part 4 and all. So, and also I am advising client on Synchro 4D Pro and iTunes services. The Synchro 4D has come up with a new avatar, and I'll explain that. So idea of today's presentation is that we talked to Gaurav and we gathered our previous experience talking to the client and picked up some of the topics that industry were looking for answers, or industry was coming to us that if this can be handled by your technology or not. So I'll take you through those question and answer. It's not an orthodox presentation maybe, but it will be having a lot of informations. And furthermore, if you wanted to definitely reach out to for particular specific topics or particular things for your organization, reach out to Gaurav, or you can write in the chat window, you can request for a demo. We'll definitely come back to you and do a live demonstration. So moving on, this is the agenda for today. I will give a couple of slides for Bentley, what it does, and then the new Synchro 4D platform, what exactly it is, how it is capable of handling your collaboration project challenges. Then different modules of Synchro will take care, and then followed by question and answer. So Bentley is a different software provider for infrastructure domain, mainly infrastructure construction domain mainly. Our aim is to provide innovative software services for the design, build, and operate all of the world's infrastructure, and with the motto of sustaining global economy and environment for improved quality of life. So entire concern of the environment, technology upgradation, everything comes to the Bentley's which as a mission statement. So where exactly we are located? We are located around 95 of 94 offices and development centers throughout the world. We are situated around 42 countries. We speak around 64 languages. We have around 3,800 colleagues worldwide, and you can see Asia Pacific region. We have 32% of the employees working over here, 29% for EMEA, and 39% of North America, or basically Americas, South America, North America. And we have around 87 doctoral degrees. We have more than 1,000 master degrees. So we are an engineering company which wanted to advise on the engineering projects and how to go for the betterment of the engineering projects. So last year we had more than around $700 million US revenue. And for last 5 years, we have invested on more than $1 billion on research and development. So why it is important that we invest in research? Because you see in this a virtual city of Bentley, where you have infrastructure or construction activity or project planning activity involved, you have Bentley presence. From buildings, we have buildings to roads to mining to campuses. If you have a water and wastewater project there, then cities, all the cities planning can be done with Bentley platform to nuclear power and utilities and all. In offshore, if you come to offshore, we have wind farms offshore and onshore wind farms technology. We have offshore structures technology, jetty, how to do a ship. We have a shipbuilding technology. You can design ship on there. We have process plants and everything, apart from bridges and power plants. So I'll just go to the introduction of Bentley platform. So this is one data we collected from different clients that for a couple of years, we understand that 20% of the project what we have studied that has larger than scheduled. That means if it overran, it is project planning. 80% of the project where budget or overspent. But what are the reason for that? We understood that in this project, around more than 1,000 people was collaborating. 182 companies was involved, and it was between 6 countries. So for that reason, this much of document, more than 2 million document was shared, and more than 6 million, basically 64 lakhs action and review was initiated, because there was a manual technology involved in every nook and corners of these projects. So why this has been creating issues, which resulting in 80% of budget overspent. Rethink of design was there. Design changes were collaborative, and skilling of workforce was creating issues. So how do we wanted to change the industry? We cannot reshape the regulation. We cannot change the contractual format. But if you change the design purpose and rethink that, improve collaboration purpose, if you change the collaboration, how do you collaborate? Those things can create that. So main cause of the problems, we understood that because of increasing project complexity, higher quality control and safety was needed, greater transparency and sustainability and resiliency were needed. So that creating confusion and coordination amongst the stakeholders. Resource limitation was very much in one of the bone of contention for delayed project, because lack of skilled manpower, material was getting expensive. What you planned 5 years back for a transportation project, that is been keep changing because of cement and steel prices raising way above your expectations. Also data deficiency. I'll come to the data deficiency for one slide before moving to the exact project software presentation. Why data deficiency was issuing? Because data, everybody was working on silos. The quality of data was raising a very, I could say, not up to the mark. So for that reason, we have done a study on the data, project data, how the data has been used, how data has been created. We could find out that 96% of data was unused. There was no touch upon that. It was generated and lying there only. 90% of those data were unstructured. That means you cannot help using those data in a proper way if you wish to also. That means when you plan something, somebody was planning something, that data, they did not look into the data and how the data can be mined or data can be used to get intelligence. So 30% of the companies, using of redundant data, why it has been created? Because 30% of the companies, we found out that those data are not integrated. Maybe some company using a design software, somebody is using a construction management software, and they do not talk each other. So that design, if 100 drawings has been issued, but that for construction team, that drawing is meaningless. Maybe 10% of have some meaning, but 90% of the work, what design has been done, by meaningless. So everybody is working parallel in silos. That was creating lot of schedule activities got delayed and a budget overspent. So we have come to the we have noticed that we only use 4% of data, but we sport more we use more than a half day every week to find it. So what if happens that if we use at least 50%, so all the entire week will be consumed by finding those data. So why we are advising, we are going for Synchro 4D platform, which as a connected data environment takes data from design and pass it to construction and operation and maintenance. So why Synchro? What is Synchro 4D now? Synchro 4D consists of your plain vanilla Synchro Pro with a basic improvement, basic technological improvement, logic improvement. We have upgraded our internal processes of Synchro Pro, which consist of Synchro Modular, Synchro Pro. Now, we come up with a port where we included a project management, construction management part, where we are talking about Synchro Control, and we have come up with an app using in the field, which we are calling at Synchro Field. So in a nutshell, this is what it does. I'll come into detail later on. It consists of mobile field management. If you have a mobile team which wanted to see model-based progress from the site, wanted to issues RFIs, daily logs, or site observation, or maybe inspection report, they can use a mobile field management app. And then you have your project management team, project manager, who wanted to use issues generated from site, or daily observation, or minutes of meeting which has been generated from site, or they wanted to give an instruction to the site. So those activities can be performed by Synchro Control. And the Synchro 4D will be used for planning and simulation purposes, and model-based planning, 4D planning, all those stuff. So what is the workflow in this? We initially, for the planning stage, we have authoring tool. It might be Bentley, it might be Autodesk Revit, it might be Tekla, Trimble Tekla. So that authoring tool, we do a high-level plan, initial stages, because there are a lot of uncertainties in the project, but you wanted to go funding, or you wanted to bid a project. So you maybe 2 to 5% plus minus, you wanted to considered, but you wanted to do a high level plan and understand what is the resource optimization you do on that model. Then you took it into Synchro Modeler and create a constructible component from the 3D model that can be used to generate intelligence. Then you attach schedule. You can, Synchro itself has a full-fledged CPM scheduling methodology. So you do not need an external scheduling software, but definitely as we talk about the projects, as I talk about the 30% app doesn't talk to each other, but we allow people to talk to other apps also. So if you have a Primavera or MS project, so you can import that and extend your 3D model to that and create a 4D schedule part. Then you send that to project management team or your product or your project manager or construction manager to for a verification on that, and then you can after verification send that to site. Now what happens in the site? They use a Synchro app called Synchro Field, and they can use the constructible model and start constructing. So what happened from there on? So if you have created some zero budget and wanted to compare with the site what exactly they are doing, they can do a resource statusing or update also. So you get a team review, and then if you are satisfied, okay, you can go back to this own circle. Otherwise, you can say that I do not wanted to have this schedule or wanted to correct the schedule. You can send it back to your planner, 4D planner. If he says yes, he can go back, but there is some changes required in the model. He can again send back to for Synchro Modeler, your modeling team for constructible component, and then he can send it to your consultant or whoever who is doing 3D model. Again, go take this cycle. So this cycle is entirely collaborating platform, and you can always tag people who are responsible, accountable for this. So I'll start with Synchro Pro part where we use a Synchro Modeler. Synchro Modeler basically does it takes iModel or iModel i2 technology to improve interoperability by importing any 3D design model. It splits the model into smaller component, it assigns cost code and all, and it actually validates your plan. So how does it do that? How do we do that? A lot of times, some of you are involved in linear infrastructure project, and you have come across for suggestion from the consultant that you wanted to break down the infrastructure project in a constructible format. Let's say you are doing a road project. You have, let's say you have only 4 layers. For a simplicity's sake, let us understand you have base layer, then you have a subgrade 1, subgrade 2, and then wiring codes and bitumen. So, but at your site, first your base layer will be laid, then your subgrade 1, then subgrade 2. The entire road cannot be casted in a single time. Also, your crew ability maybe have the ability to construct a layer, maybe a subgrade layer, maybe 20 kilometers a day or 10 kilometers a day. So you have to divide that and created the schedule. But all the design softwares like Bentley Open Roads or Civil 3D, they do the modeling by mesh analysis method. So the cutting the cross section in the in your planning software is difficult. For that reason, we have come up with a solution called Synchro Modeler, which is inbuilt in Synchro 4D, where sorry, I'll just put where what we are doing it over here. This is a road. This is a road RAM model, and we have a layers on that. So we wanted to divide that. What we have a command where we can slice it by edges or slightly horizontally. So here I am giving a multiple slicing and giving a distance which can be constructible and dividing the slice. So what is happening? I have this information that these 4 slides, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides, 5 slices has to be cast in 5 different days so that I could attach that schedule here. So other than that, let's say you wanted to go for a quick cost estimation or cost analysis. So for that reason, what we do, you have a 100 kilometers road or rail, maybe this is a typical rail project where we got the 3D model from Open Rail Designer, and we wanted to have divide it to constructible component. For a 100-kilometer project, you might be decided that 10 kilometers will be for project team 1, plus 10 kilometers for project team 2. So we have divided in the constructible element and divided the work area, so that you have a better control on the project who is doing what. So after what we do create a area breakdown, then we go for a quantity takeoff analysis. So in this area breakdown, you can see we have work area 1, work area 2. Let me click on work area 6 and isolate it. So I understand as a project manager or assistant project manager, I understand this area I am having responsibility. But how do I get a volumetric cost calculation? How do I get a volume? So you have a 3D model. This is the 3D model. I know the 3D model volume. Let's say this pier, and I wanted to check the cost of the piers to understand what will be the my BOQ value, so that I could send that to maybe for tender department, or maybe for a project manager, or maybe for portfolio manager. So here I have created this cost codes. So I could, after creation of the cost codes, you could see in the cost codes I have created for concrete cost codes. What will be the concreting cost? What will be the structural bridges cost? When you wanted to concreting a structure, what will be the cost? So you have this cost estimation or unit cost from your site, or maybe from previous project, or you have taken a rate from your contractor or subcontractor or labor contractor. So I just assign that cost here for piers, or for earthwork and rail, all the other costs I can assign based on the volumetric calculation. So if you have a 3D model, I can assign all the cost codes. If I have the Excel file, and you can see in the pier, just see, I'll see the what is the volume here. And when you assign this to pier, that volume takes consideration over here and multiplied by unit cost, what you have got it from your contractors maybe. So after getting that, so you understand what exactly the cost for the pier when you are wanted to cast that in the site. So let me go to the assignment where I wanted to see what is the cost has been given to this pier. So when I click that element, you can see the concrete is 2.891, that has been coming from the site. It has been, unit has been measured, and I have a formula of the volume. So similar way, if I wanted to see someone on the rebar part, you see I could create a volume and understand. I could create a formula. Maybe in this wall there is no rebar, no reinforcement at the initial level, because you are doing high level calculation. So you could give a formula that volume into wall length and give a rebar factor. Maybe from thumb rule, 0.2 will be the for wall, 0.2% or 0.2 will be the multiplication for the wall rebar and rebar weight. So that calculation you could do, and you can import over here. So you know exactly what from your old project standards also you can implement. So similar way you can do a I think summary also. I'll just go to the summary and see what is the cost percentage or entire cost on that. You can see these are the volume on that, and you can create a cost code, entire cost on that. So after that, I'll come to the Synchro Pro that comes with the old vanilla Synchro Pro, but now we call it a Synchro 4D Pro if you wanted to go for Synchro 4D. So it does all the capability like earned value, equipment planning, scenario comparison, health and safety. You want to visualize critical path, that can be possible. You could do a mobile field statusing and all. What if scenario can be calculated. So let me go one by one. This has been only created from my users' experience. So one question was that how do we integrate 3D model and schedule? So what do? You import schedule, or you can create your own schedule over here. You could import a BIM model from anywhere. So there is next question is what kind of BIM models can be imported. I'll come to that. So then you have the BIM model, you import the schedule and attach that. So the question what is coming, what kind of BIM models can be imported? You can see all the Ventil, Tekla, Revit, Aviva, SolidWorks, Navisworks, SketchUp. Most of the BIM models will be can be taken into Synchro. Other than that, for schedule you can use Asta, Safran, PMA NetPoint, Prime, Oracle, P6, Microsoft projects, or even Excel also. So next important point I wanted to show is a 4D visual planning. So you can do a 4D visual planning. You have the BIM data. This data coming from native softwares. This is a Revit model I have worked on. So you can see the volume of the concrete volume, what is the area. So all those information has come and you can create a BIM model. Now one question always comes, can we do a critical path or can you do a 3D visualization critical path? This is very important from project perspective and understand, because if you know this is my critical path and visualize that, as a project manager you can go to that for pillars, or you can go to this place and just wanted to check if this is been working well and not. You can delegate work for other part of other resources to someone and concentrate on this part. So this is what it does. This is what the importance of 4D scheduling. And how do you do that in Synchro? It is very easy to follow that. You can see a schedule is there. You can see a 3D model is there. What we do it over here, we create a task filter. Here you can see the left-hand side, there are a lot of filters are there. So for 3D filtering, doing that, 3D critical for doing that, we just have to right click on it and go to filter and say critical path filter. What is that? It only highlights those critical paths. This color codes and combination you can definitely create your appearance profile and all. I'm not going into that. So in Synchro Profile, it is asking for you have to update the critical path. You can just update the critical path and your recent critical path, which is the critical path at this point of time, will be highlighted. So if you do not want to see the critical path, you can see other activities or other tasks which is not related to critical path also is highlighting. So you have an option of going to all the tasks, or you have an option of going to only critical path. And as a project manager, when I had experience that this will be very much important for you, and you can put your all the efforts and some of the efforts more envisaging how to work on this critical path in a better way. So another question there will be asking that, can we do a resource utilization and earned value analysis? So I will say yes. What I did here, I created a schedule and create an earned value graph and resource utilization. And you can see the task properties, we have the earned value parameters. So I wanted to show you how to do that, but that how wanted to do a resource utilization. So we have created them and planned an actual resource utilization for a command which you use for graphs and all. So here you can see you can use this planned utilization of human. This is a resource we have selected. So in human resources in the graph, now let me check for histogram. So you can see for a particular resources, every project, what histograms you can use, you can do that. And you can see here, I wanted to check the resource for human resource maybe. So you understand this is what will be requiring on that day, on that task and all. So you have all rooms for all the resources. And if you wanted to see exactly what is the parallel activity resources there, in 3D model, you can see, you can create a color code, and it understands that whenever there is red, I have created a red color code, understand that this is a parallel activity. So you can always be assured that these two activities are parallel. So one room, if you put two resources for concreting, you will never put those two resources for other room for on that day. So you understand everything on the visually, and also a histogram or graphical standards or curve on a curve platform. You can create a curvilinear graph also. So other than that, you can also create this data in a tabular format or import to Excel. So in this tabular format, you can find out what is the planned resource on that day, who is busy, let's say you are using a crane, but you have wanted to use a crane in both part of the site, but that crane cannot be used. But how do you know that? You definitely know from this Excel or maybe histogram that crane is occupied, so that you can plan for another crane on that second part of the site. So I'll just, at the Boston airport, so I'll just show a earned value graph, what it can be done. This is only a planned value. You can definitely add a actual cost and do a earned value graph also. So this is a Boston airport project we did, and you can see the earned value is moving 2015 project, 16 project. So here you can see the earned value graph also for the same project, and you can attach the earned value graph to the task properties where you understand what is the cost of that. Also, you can create as many as baseline for this graph and create the baseline cost and assign and compare that to the earned value cost also. So another part is that there is a question somebody asked that what is the equipment planning and movement, if that is possible or not for health and safety purpose. So definitely it's possible. This is a project we did in one of the client, I am not naming it. So you can definitely see how for a project you can move a equipment, excavator or truck and use your cranes or any other systems, so that you could see what is the frontage of that, if that right of way of that equipment is possible or not. So apart from that, for a lot of project, you have a gantry girder or balance cantilever. How the girder can be moved, you can plan it and you can attach it to the schedule. It's a project where in top of the project you can see the schedule, and you can use your balance cantilever to do for a metro projects. Basically, most of the metro project is using this throughout the world. So if you are involved in a balance cantilever project, you can use it properly. So another part I wanted to show for a linear project, how do you plan the equipment? You can plan the equipment accordingly. You can see the crane movement. This is an interesting crane movement, and you can plan your equipment accordingly so that you understand what is the boom of the crane, and also you understand if there could be access to other equipments or not. So another is the health of safety that I mentioned. So here you can see one project where it's a slip from technical laws using. So one person wanted to move from some side, some part of that, or to some other part. So you understand, sorry. So you understand that maybe this is a portion you have kept it as risky. I think this is what they called it, that this part kind of equipment. So, and do not want the person to move. So what happens? You can 4D visualize when the person comes over here in the work platform and what happens to him. You could really understand and communicate that to a health and safety officer who will be able to work on this. So next I'll come, you can do a scenario comparison. You can do a baseline. There is a question always asked to me that how many baselines can be created. You can do as many as a number of baselines, and wanted to create your plan versus actual, or maybe proposed versus actual. You could do this baseline on the 3D. So this is an example where we have done a plan versus actual. So this is the baseline schedule as zero budget schedule, and this is the alternative scenario. So we worked out two plans and present to a client that this is what is a one plan where baseline you have created the baseline. But if you do this, you can create a more accurate scheduling. So we have created the scheduling for legends and created pipe racks and tanks and structures. So you can understand and compare between two activities on two different baselines and use your resources or plan your resources accordingly. So little bit of Synchro scheduler. Synchro is a whole blown CPM scheduling technology. You can create your schedule from scratch, do a task duration, you can add logics, and Synchro will calculate the logical critical path. You can create Synchro multiple scenarios and most of the things you wanted to do in a scheduler. Other than that, you can import from Microsoft project, as I mentioned, or Primavera. You could do a resource management optimization on that, and you can also report that. Also, someone maybe working on some project only, but they have 100 projects members and someone only wanted to view that. We have a complete open viewer platform where you can not only view, you could run a clash detection report if generated by your Synchro Pro. Also, you could use a markup capabilities to use that in prominent way. So this is what Synchro Pro was that. Before moving on, I just wanted to share one of the project that I really liked on Bentley platform that did Eco Water project. I think it is Holland. So it is interesting because it has taken care of the underground piping system. It has taken care of the ground terrain also the buildings and plant. I think building and factories that was coming behind. Other than that, it also taken care of the equipment movement. So this is how you could do a 4D simulation. You could show your management or anybody in the client side for a buying in. So let's move on the Synchro Control. As I mentioned, I think I am running out of time. So let me quickly go through it. Synchro Control is a hub of the Synchro 4D platform where Synchro Control basically used for a controlling of the project. So in Synchro Control, if someone does a schedule or do a 4D simulation in Synchro Pro, he can import it over here and you could see in a web browser. The major advantage of using Synchro Control is that it's web browser based Microsoft Azure back platform where you only need a web browser. Google Chrome will do. You do not have to have any other hardware platform to have the Synchro Control. So this is what we are doing in Synchro Control. You can see you have a schedule over here. So you could go to schedule and you wanted to import that model from previous Synchro project. You could do import a SP file, or you could do import a iModel. You could create an iModel over here. So after importing that, you wanted to see the scheduling. So let me go back. You wanted to see the scheduling here. So you can see it is web. I'm just seeing the scheduling in web-based platform, where I'm sharing the scheduling over here. I could see and I could comment that what is happening over here, and I could tell my scheduler that this is not exactly what we are required from the site. Or we could see from the project progress or duration or start date or finish date. I could advise him to change this. So what it does, he's opening the same project in Synchro Pro, and he got the information by Synchro Control, and he is opening that. He understands that this is what change to be done, or maybe this is the logic. You can see he addressing the same Synchro project. So this logic might be changing, or my manager has told me add some more human resources on that. So he is working on that, and he is changing that changing that in the planning phase. So what is happening here? So when he changed that in the planning phase here, let's say I am just inserting one task above and mentioning that maybe day task to be held over here and giving a day on that. So the same task is updating over here online. So it's a tomorrow demo task. What you have given 1 day timeline has been updated. So I, as a project manager, I do not have to go to Synchro and install heavy software and all. From a browser, I understand and give an instruction to the planner. So next is that where exactly it does, what exactly other than this part it does. It does document management. You could see a project has been created. You could select a project selector. These are the modules it's having. This is the first front page where you have recent activities, my task, and quick links. You can issues. You can create new issues, new observation, new RFIs, or new daily logs. Then you can authenticate your working, and you could see the document. You could see the module who will be given permission to that. Let's say you have an organization folder structure. You can take that organization folder structure over here, and you can copy paste that. You have a selection panel where I'll just see some question might come. Anyway, you have a selection panel where you could lock a file also. Let's say PDF file has come, you wanted to lock it from from other employees where this is not necessary to have those information over here, so you can lock it over here. Also, you could do you could do a PDF markup. I wanted to go into the details, but time is short. You could do a PDF markup. You could open your Word document in the browser and edit it. So everything is inbuilt over here. You could do a audit trail also. So whenever you are doing something and who has done that, you can create that audit trail information. Who has changed that, who changed what time, those information will be visible in your fingertips. Also, you could add your new file, you can add folders, you could just upload, drag and drop, or you can find, search and upload it. All the action buttons are there just normally like SharePoint or any other, just delete and download and all those stuff. So if you have a project wise, let's say you are working on MTHL or MSRDC or any project where client is using or owner operator is using this project wise, so you can attach to data source. If you have a username, password, you can attach to. Other than that, you can also attach to SharePoint. So I'll just go to next slide where you can see attached to SharePoint site also. So other than that, what is another as we discussed in the initial slides, that there will be a lot of issues will be created in the project. There are a lot of RFIs will be created, and how to handle those. That creates a coordination issues. That is a responsibility of creating a delay on that, budget overspent. So many 2 million drawings was issued, 6 million action item was issued. So how do you tackle that? So I'll come to the detail in a fourth slide. Maybe I'll show what can be handled here. You could create a issues management system where you can create your streamline your RFI process. You can track your RFI. If you have a transportation project or maybe a plant project, you can pinpoint where exactly those issues are there, RFIs are there. So you can use Bing Map, which is free, which comes in this as a location-based services, and you can convert to that. Also, you can do a inspection. You could by this way, the inspection can be streamlined. You can maintain a clear list of punch items, say due dates, flexible platform. You can use a mobile phone on that. And for other end, I will come to that. We have a project insight and dashboard where whatever you did, whatever issues, RFI, daily observation logs has been created, whom has been attached to, who is responsible, who is accountable, what date they were accountable, when that was due and not been done. Everything can become as a dashboard format. So I'll show you how to do that. This is a project where we have a dashboard. So when you click on someone here, someone names, maybe some person's name, you know what exactly assigned to him. You could filter that to know how many forms are there, what is the due, what task was due on that date. So you can dig into that task and understand what is required, which is the due dates on that. You have a calendar view also. Other than that, as you mentioned, that you have a map view, those tasks where those map task has been assigned to. If you have 3D model attached, you definitely knows this is where I wanted to have a queuing maybe on any other task. So all those tasks, what you are raising can be issued to a map, attached to a map, or you attached to a 3D model. So exactly you communicate, basically what is the advantage on that? So exactly you are communicating the person who is responsible for handling the task, that this is your task, this is where it is located, and this is where is the model based, in the model it is, you have to go. So you exactly communicating without talking to him or without communicating to him verbally. For this reason, you have a accountability. You know that today I am assigning to him, and you understand. You give a due date, maybe tomorrow or day after, and you can see if something he has not replied, there will be red flag, and you understand that this is not working properly. You could take corrective action. So as a project manager, this is helpful for me, but how do I communicate to the field? We have a Synchro Field app. So where you could document 3D 4D model in the you can mark 3D 4D model in the site. You do issues, inspection, completion, and checklist can be handled. So how do you do that? What exactly you will be able to do? You can take the documents, the fields. As you can see, all the documents, so if I wanted to assign to someone in the field, can be accessed from the field. Also, it can be used on the offline. This is a PDF document. If you want to open that, or you wanted to sometimes what happens in some site, there will be no internet connection. You could download there and work on the site. And whenever you are internet, if you want to upload that will be automatically uploaded. So the PDF and all those review can be uploaded when the internet will be there. So here you can definitely wanted to create an issue. You wanted to attach to a map. Everything can be possible over here. You could attach to a map. You wanted to create an issue. You can assign to someone. You wanted, as I showed you, that you wanted to assign that to a model. You can do that. Another important part is that to updating the status. There is always a dilemma of the project manager that what is happening to the site. They might be an updating schedule, but our project schedule will be 2,000 page, 3,000 page. How do I understand that? Can it be possible that 3D model, I do a 4D simulation, I can compare side by side what is happening, and those information inputs get directly uploaded from site? Definitely. You can see here, I'll just quickly go here. So let's say as a project manager, I have assigned some task to someone. The person knows what exactly a task is, and he's checking that. So here you can see I have given a task data that formed, reinforced, and poured. This is a concrete slab, let's say, and I have given a color coding. So that person in the site can choose that this site has been reinforced, and he is giving a color coding on that. So and also in the site, from site I got the information, and I could compare the original plans also. So here also I wanted to change this to port, and those information will be updated. As you see here, let me go back a little bit. You can see here all this item will be synced when they are coming to online. Other than that, you can do a quality inspection. Here you can see you could create your quality forms. I wanted to check my form for checking what is the concrete strength, if it is absorbed in the site, formally absorbed in the site or not, or it is maybe I have a 20 M40 concrete I'm using. What is the strength it is achieved after 14 days or cube? I have instructed in the site to use cubes. So what is the strength after 28 days? So that form can be created and assigned to someone who is responsible. So you can also take work plan to the site, where I am saying you can create your resource group where some kind of work packaging system can be created, and those packaging system can be helpfully used and transferred to those information to the site, and from the site you can get a work plan information back to your headquarter or your project manager. So I think I am coming to the, I think I have only 2 minutes. So what exactly is a Synchro 4D platform? As I mentioned, we have 4D, where we have 4D, 5D planning and visual construction. We have control for project manager, and we have field for field personnel. So when you go to Synchro, as most of you are in the Synchro platform, you know that we have a tech support at 24/7. We have a Synchro app academy where we have invested a lot of time and created a lot of data set from learning the Synchro in your free time or in your office after office or in the office timing. So you have instructor-led training also that could help also, and we have a consulting services what we do and for digital advancement. So with this I think I have finished within the time. Thank you. I will wrap it up, and let me know if there is some questions or any requests from your side. I'll hand it over to Gaurav.
Thanks, Partha. Thanks for such a detailed and great presentation. So we are opening it up for Q&A. Partha, I've received some questions for pricing that I've requested them to share their contact details. So we'll
Okay.
talk to them about pricing and sizing, what exactly they're looking for. Apart from pricing, of course, because pricing depends upon the size of project, what exactly you're looking for, what the project all outputs are you need. Anything you want to talk about Synchro, about the capabilities and all?
I think if
Okay.
someone, anybody interested, they can just write a demo in the chat window and we can get back with a personalized demonstration from there.
Yeah, Partha, there is one question from Chandan. How we can showcase planned versus actual along with resources?
Yes, you can definitely do what you can do. You assign the resources to the task and create a resource optimization. You create a 3D filter for resource optimization. So for based on that, as I've shown, you could create a histogram or you could create a graph, and you compare to the your baseline. So initially, whatever you have planned, you convert that to baseline, and then you updated the schedule and compare baseline with the original schedule.
So, Chandan, like the project management software, like, Primavera or MS Project, here also we can create filters and just display the data what we are looking for. Correct me, Partha, if I'm wrong.
Yes, yes. You can do a 3D filter also so that you could
Right.
do a 4D visualization.
All right.